everybody, here we got a 26th episode of our New York Islanders franchise mode here on the PS4, guys. In the last episode, we went and played off against the Arizona Coyotes in a nail-biter of a Stanley Cup final, so make sure you go check it out if you have not. Link will be in the description down below. But anyways, as you can see, we got 3 losses there, and there's no W's, the logo's right beside the cup. The Coyotes ended up winning the Stanley Cup in 6 games against us. There is the playoff tree. The Islanders really battled through some tough series. One against Matthew Barzal and the Carolina Hurricanes, a former Islander there. And then you went up against Ovi and the Caps, the team that we couldn't beat last season. We were able to get over that hump again. Made it to the 3rd round against a tough team in Montreal who had already gone through 2 series of 7 games versus Ottawa and Pittsburgh. So we were basically going up against Carey Price there. So we were able to beat him, and we were able to make it to the finals. And then the Arizona Coyotes were the team we got matched up with, and we lost. So now we just got to rebound from this. Every game that we lost was a tight series. It was just unfortunate the way it ended. But we really just got to, bounce back, try and bring as much of the team back as we can. But at the same time, there are a lot of contracts coming up, and we have always been a cap team. Now, here's one thing that I got to mention. A couple things. First of all, John Tavares, he's got 1 year left after this. He's going to potentially want an extension, potentially not. Either way, I'm not going to look at that. I'm going to let him focus on the season and winning the Stanley Cup here as a New York Islander in his final season of his contract. And then what we're going to do is, we'll just probably assume that it's going to be a rebuild that will probably be happening because now Tavares at that point will be 32. He'll be probably digressing soon, I would imagine. He could digress as soon as next season, especially based off of his totals in the playoffs. He was a big minus for us, and unfortunately, we were not able to deliver a Stanley Cup. He did get some offense, but it was not enough. So we got Roman Josi on the books for another year after this, so that'll be good. I think we can probably keep him. He didn't have a great playoff run, but he's still an amazing defenseman, and we're going to need him, especially since we have quite a few players moving on. Svechnikov, his contract at 5.5 is pretty cap-friendly. We're looking to him to step up next season, especially in the playoffs. Ryan Johansson is a big contract that we did trade for at the trade deadline, along with Roman Josi, to really make that playoff push. We made it to the finals. But it wasn't enough, and a lot of you guys were saying that based on his production and the fact that we did have him on the 4th line at a couple of points. So what I might do is we may need to trade him and his contract for some cap space, but at the same time we may not, just because 86 overall, it's a pretty good forward. That's our 3rd best rated forward right now. Middlestat and Panarin are just down because of morale, but he's still one of our top forwards. Especially with a guy like Jordan Eberle, who a lot of you guys were also saying to let go because of his age and just not really good, not enough progression or not enough production, which he didn't actually do too bad. He was a +9, but just wasn't enough. Josh Norris we have to give an extension to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on getting Middlestat and Norris back. I would do 1 year just because we only have 1 season left, but to be realistic, we're going to give him exactly what he wants. For that kind of timeline, and I think 3 years at 3 point. Oh wait, no, but we're gonna have to. He doesn't want to resign, so we're gonna have to give him $8 million, I think, and he's gonna want more than that. So, we might have to sign him for 1 year or maybe 2 years, but we're gonna try $8 million at 3 years because I don't want to pay him a ton. But if he doesn't want an extension, we just need to make sure he comes back. Josh Norris, he's gonna want some term. But we're going to give him what he wants term-wise here because we're going to have to. So we're going to try and give him probably 4.65. 4.65 looks good. Hopefully he'll take that. Josh Bailey, we may need to wait on. We'll have to see. Bouvillier, I would like to get him signed, but again, I'm going to wait and see what we have. Forsbacka Carlson, I might as well get him re-signed. He was a clutch player for us, so we'll get him under wraps. $1.5 million seems fair to me. Defense, Nick Leddy is a guy who's probably going to be moving on as well. We have a lot of young defensemen, including Fabro and Kavanagh, who are coming up, and then Josi will be here again next year. So, and he doesn't want to extend his contract here, so Nick Leddy will probably be moving on, unfortunately. But that's all right. We got guys who can replace him. In net, we still have Talbot, who hasn't dropped yet, so that's good. he should be good for another year. Anyways, and then Montembeau is our backup. Maybe we'll sign him. Maybe we won't. We'll have to see. But I'm going to end that all off for now. Hopefully, we get our we extend our younger centerman there, and then we will end up going to the entire offseason probably. That's my plan. We'll get through whole offseason in this episode, so it'll be long. So make sure you guys buckle up and get ready, because there could be a lot of big moves. So there's your Stanley Cup champions in the Arizona Coyotes. Charlotte Checkers, the AHL affiliate for the Carolina Hurricanes, left and won the Stanley Cup, or the Calder Cup. And I mean, I was trying to finish what I was saying, but I was trying to contain myself. We got Casey Middlestat back, 3 years at $8 million. Looks good enough. That's a pretty big contract, but you know what? I guess we'll have to be good with it. $16 million in him and Johansson. That's rough. Josh Norris, he accepted his offer, so that's good. And Forsback Carlson accepted his offer. So we are good. We're gonna go to the draft, and we should be okay. I would say, do I want to scout? I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. Let's go for some fantastic fins. Look for that Patrick Laine sniper that we will not be able to get. We got an interesting team here. Nashville via Colorado. Did we have that draft pick? We may have traded that pick, but that's pretty crazy. So they got the first overall pick, Nashville, and the 14th, and 10th. So they got a rebuild going on there in Nashville. They got the pieces that they wanted. So that's unfortunate that our team will be. We may have lost out on one of those picks. I really can't remember what we gave up, because that was quite a few episodes ago. In that big Roman Josi and what was it? Josi and Johansson trade. He's forgettable because his production wasn't that great. So quite a few notable goalies: Fleury and Miller being retired, and then Spezza, Perry, a couple other big names, bigger contracts: Pominville, Ladd, those names and such. So there you go, Bomeister. Dennis Seidenberg, who played till he was 40. What a beauty. He, at the beginning of this, was very good alongside of Nick Leddy. And now both of them have moved on. Or at least it seems Leddy probably will be. So we're going to leave those guys off the block for now. I mean, they'll be in the surplus, but it doesn't matter. And then we can just go straight into the draft. Might as well. Got to get lots of stuff done here, so we can just go straight into it. Offer, trade, view draft. Let's see who we got available in the draft. See if there are any high overall players maybe that we could draft. Like Edgar Buss. He could potentially be NHL ready maybe within a year or two. But again, that would be a top 3 pick. And if we could get that draft pick, I mean, he could be potentially first overall. So we have a lot to work with. With our first round pick, I guess we could draft whoever has a decent rating. This guy, 20 years old, that could be a potential guy that we could draft, the defenseman. He may have top 4 potential. And then maybe looking at the offensive defenseman there, he doesn't look too bad. And then maybe the goalie, because I do like an older goalie, Russian, going in the first round. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Or one of these goalies here, because the Islanders could use a goalie in the future. So being realistic for the future, we do want to see about getting a goalie here in the draft, just for the rebuilding GM. But we do want to just draft the best player with potential value available. That way we can also we can use that as trade bait if we need to. Jack Eichel is still on the block. He's been on the block for a while, so maybe we go after a Jack Eichel type player. But Edgar Buss, 76 overall. So yeah, and Iserman, Iserman. Yes, I know that's how you say it. No, we don't need to give up less draft picks, so we should be okay. Third for fourth. No, I'm okay. I don't really think that's beneficial. A medium elite defenseman there, and we have. Oh, we don't. I thought we had a first round pick. Maybe that was just last year, or yeah, because I was looking in the trade block and we had a pick, right? I guess that's for next season. Makes sense. I mean, we had that big deal, right? So, looking for the best potential guy. I think it might be that not Finnish. The guy from France there. He doesn't look too bad. Von Fersen has some rating. He's a bit older, but there's a 20-year-old. We don't know much about him, but he's 6'5", big defenseman. Murray Reed from France. Why not take a chance on the 20-year-old? I know they are normally good, so 62 overall, medium, top 6 isn't too bad. And then we might take another gamble on a 20-year-old, because normally the 20-year-olds, the 19-year-olds, more so the 20-year-olds, we've seen can really look to be good in these drafts. So we will look and see Is there anybody available? 17, 18. Is there anybody? Because I know the 20. Leave Italian grinder. What the heck? Let's go after that grinder. Austrian. We got the two obscure countries, not countries that you'd see very often. Doesn't look like there's too much in a low top or a medium top 9, 6'2" overall. So two decent prospects for the Islanders. Not fantastic, but not too shabby. We don't need to move any of those picks. We can get right into this. I do want to draft with these picks because you never know, again, potentially who we could draft. So there's 18-year-old there. The top 4 potential, 17-year-old. Murray Asham, 18 with the elite, but I don't think he'll be elite. He'll probably be more of a top 9, maybe a low top 9. So let's go after this top 4 defenseman. Offensive defenseman, low top 4, not too bad. You guaranteed get like a low top 4 defenseman there, so that's not too bad. And then we got a couple other picks here. It looks like there were some more low top 4, low top 6 players there. We got anything here, any 20-year-olds again. Looking for them. I wish you could scroll with the L2 and like the left bumper and the right bumper, because that would be a lot easier. The left wing sniper or the defenseman, let's go with the sniper. Let's get some skill there. 65 overall, not too bad. Medium top 9. We don't need to give up more picks. Again, we don't need to give up more picks. That's not what we're all about here. We like getting more picks, if anything, but nothing too great there. There's the defenseman, I believe. He wasn't too bad, was he? 18 years old. 20 years old. Boychuk. Get another Boychuk back here. We used to have one. He didn't do as well. This guy, actually, Travis Coleman, no, he looks pretty good. And Langenbrunner isn't too bad either. But we're going to go after the 20-year-old offensive defenseman. Medium top 6, 64 overall. So some decent overall ratings. Okay potential. Was kind of hoping for a top 4 there, but it's all right. Anybody there? Top 9. 19 years old, that's probably not a bad idea. Or the 20-year-old defenseman. I'll go with the 20-year-old because you never know. Top 6. And that is it. That is the draft. So we can keep moving on. We'll just get right through the re-sign phase. It's really going to matter on who we can sign, and then we can figure out from there. So you know what? Yeah, you know what? I won't skip anything. I won't skip any of this part. I could have done some of the draft, but you know, we'll just keep on going here. We don't even need to skip any of this. But you guys can see, because I mean, there's lots of stuff to do here. So Montembeault, let's see. He wants a. You know what? We can. How did he do for us last year in the playoffs in the season? Season he did pretty good. Yeah, we can qualify him, I guess. Callum Booth, I guess we can qualify him as well. And see if we probably won't get draft picks for them, but it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, Letty doesn't want to resign, so bye-bye Letty. It was nice having you here as an Islander. Julius Bergman, it looks like he's developed into a decent defenseman here. Apparently, not that great. Weatherspoon, I think he'll be okay. Yeah, and then we can release Bergman because we don't have really the money for him. Folan, he doesn't want to resign, so we won't resign him. This guy, we can qualify him, I guess. Kalpa, we have a lot of younger defensemen, so we'll release him for now. And then we have these guys coming up. We can top 6, no, high top 6. Yeah, let's get you signed. Let's get this low elite signed. And some other lower rated guys here. We can leave him just so they're unsigned and we can trade them during the season. It'll be a bit easier so we don't have to take a contract back. Low elite, we can sign him, try and get him in the AHL. Cliff Poo, let's get him qualified. Jordan Eberle, he did play pretty well for us and he wants a pretty team-friendly deal, although it's longer term, but that's something I might look at. Josh Bailey also wants to re-sign. He wants even cheaper. So, yeah, I could definitely see that. Prince, we're going to release for now. Eli doesn't want to re-sign. We'll release him. This guy we can get signed for the AHL. Release Valcourt. And let's see. Bouvillier, this is the guy that we want to sign here. So, let's qualify him, I guess. And then, you know, 2 million. I think 2 million, just under that. 1.8. 1.75. We'll get him in our roster a bit more, so I think I like that. Forsback Carlson is signed. JT Comfer, no, we'll release him for now. Malgin, We can, I guess we can release some of these guys. Bitten, he'll get a two-way deal. That's good. And we got that guy signed. Vitali, sure, what the heck. We'll sign this forward. And we should be good to go there. Josh Bailey, let's see who we have for our forwards here. So we got Tavares, Svechnikov, Johansson. So far, Johansson. We'll have to look into that. He's an 88 overall, though. Okay. I know a lot of you guys maybe didn't like his production, but I think I might want to hold on to him because 88 overall, we are losing quite a few names. Maybe more ice time. Maybe, maybe his poise went up. I'm not sure. He has that chemistry with Yossi, so I think that might be good. Keeping them together, maybe they'll be able to make something work still. So I think we'll keep Johansson for now. He could still be moved out, but I think I want to keep him. Svechnikov's an 89 overall, so that's nice. I want to see these poise stats go up because I feel like poise matters. Josh was saying he had that one clutch goal, so you know what, we can keep him for another year here. Middlestat, he is all right. Norris is all right. Panarin's all right. So that's 7 right there. And then our top 9, Eberle doesn't want to re-sign. If we sign him to like 3 years, we could get him at 4.5, and we have 6.9. No, it's not going to work. We're going to have to release him for now. And then Pooh. Do we have anybody else? We are really tight up against the cap, so maybe we will still need to trade some guys. But defense, how's defense looking? Yeah, wow. These guys don't have much time left here. And then so we still need another defenseman. We got about just under 7 million there. Josh Bailey wants to re-sign. If you want a 1-year deal, maybe 2 years, you know what? We'll go 2. And if you take 2 years, we'll give you we'll give you 2.2. So you know what? I think that's fair. If he doesn't take that, I'll probably just release him for now, just because 2.5 for our third line player. He was a great player for us, but we may need to move on from him. So let's see who we re-signed. Got Linz in there. Bailey rejected, and he actually says, "I'm not happy anymore, and this team is something I don't want to be a part of anymore." So. What's his name? Bouvillier did not accept his contract, so we will have to go and try and re-sign Bouvillier. But Josh Bailey, on the other hand, we will be letting go because he is unhappy to stay with the team. So that's unfortunate. But our assistant captain for a couple of years. But now he is gone, so we can give a bit more money to Bouvillier just to make sure he signs. 1.9 should be enough, I'm hoping. And then we can get to free agency with $7 million in cap space and see if there is some help for Johnny T to bolster this team into the playoffs. So, we'll actually have about $5 million. Bouvillier accepted, so that should be good. And now we can sim to free agency. We don't have anybody else. We have a couple RFAs, but they're not big names that we need to worry about. So we'll sim to free agency. Edit our trading block. We don't really need to I don't want to get any trades right now. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to just take those guys off the block. I will be willing to give up draft picks for players. Let's see what we got. Top 4 defensemen and then top 6 defensemen. I think I will do a forwards. First line forwards, and we'll try second line forwards as well. And we'll see if we get any offers and along with draft picks. And then those third and fourth, it doesn't really matter. We don't need draft picks. We will be fine. But we should be good now. We're now going to go into free agency, see who's available. I'm hoping some big names. And we may be able to go, oh, yes, yes, yes. I'm getting Cale Makar. I love this dude. Yes. Yep. Okay, there it is. We're getting him. Morgan Riley as well. That's another fantastic name. If you want to bolster up your defense, 2 big names forward. Wow. Okay, so you guys like trades and stuff. You give me a second, and I'm going to make sure we free up some cap space. We are getting Cale Makar. And Morgan Riley. If we won a Stanley Cup, I think making our top forward defense that good, I'm kind of willing to go all in. Samsonov, we don't need a goalie. We will need a backup, but we do not need a goalie. So let me actually, I'm gonna go and see who do we have on forwards. I'm gonna check our lineup, see what we need. Forsberg's a nice piece, especially being a goal scorer. With poise, so he could get 20 goals a season, and he's a playoff performer. with the offense. Johnny Gaudreau, I know he doesn't normally do too well in the playoffs. He can. Apparently he did. But I think we may need to go and look after some other pieces instead. Zabinajad, we will probably wait on. We can actually look at playoff stats like this. Jordan Eberle again with decent stats. Is there any other names? Matt Pumple, like going after guys like these, I feel like for cheap if we have the cap space. But I'm gonna have to look at around. I'm gonna look really deep into it, and then I will see see if there's an option to potentially make a couple moves and add to this team. So give me a second, guys, and I will be back with the upcoming potential moves. All right, guys. So I have come to a conclusion of a trade. This is one of our two trades. Jake DeBrusk is a forward. I've decided that we're going to have to trade one of our forwards. I've decided on that forward, but this is the guy that I want to bring back. His offensive awareness is high. It's 88, so he should be able to get lots of offense going for us. 4-star shot, 4-star puck skills, good skater. He has a strong body. He should be able to win all of his puck battles. Defensively, we could even use him on the penalty kill. And his poise is up there at 91. So this seems to be a perfect addition. 4.5 is it's a bit more than I'd like. I'd like a bit of a cheaper player, but Jake DeBrusk brings everything that I'd like to see. So we are going to be giving up XLB, Weatherspoon, who we do not have signed right now, a 3rd-round pick, and Christian Dvorak to loosen up some cap space because as a depth forward, not really what I like to see. His poise is up there and all that. And I could see him going back, but 1.5. We have other guys that we can bring up to play here. So, anyways, we're gonna see if this works. Dvorak, a 3rd, Weatherspoon. You know what? Actually, I've changed my mind about Dvorak. I literally didn't look at that poise until now, so I will take that out for now. XLB, Weatherspoon, and a 3rd-round pick for Jake DeBrusk. Will this go through? Trade accepted. We believe this transaction will contribute to our success here in Vegas, so we are accepting your trade offer. So we gave him a goalie of the future and a couple other assets, and we get Jake DeBrusk. So now we have one more move to make, and I will show you guys in a moment. So I have looked long and hard for a trade. Ryan Johansson, I had to give up a forward. I had to. I looked through my entire roster, and I knew that I had to give up one of my forwards. And it was really tough giving up on Ryan Johansson because he grew to be an 88 overall. He gained back his morale or such. I don't know what it was. He just, I really wanted to, keep him and, see what he could do with his new and improved overall and with this new team that we had. But I decided that in exchange, we had to make sure we got someone with a good talent level back. We didn't have to take on a contract. We had to get back someone nice and young, someone who can actually probably, I don't know if he'll replace John Tavares, but he'll definitely be a piece of the rebuilding puzzle after Tavares heads out of Long Island. So I am trading Ryan Johansson for Jack Hughes. He's 21 years old, 2nd-line forward. He has some decent defensive stats that we can rely on the penalty kill if we want to. Offensive awareness is 93. He has some great other stats of puck skills, shooting, and skating. His strength and physical category could work on, and then his face-offs and poise he could work on. But you know what? It's a young prodigy, Jack Hughes. He really does show some promise. And I think I'm looking forward to bringing him in here. So I'm hoping this will work. Jack Hughes for Ryan Johansson. Straight up, will it go through? Trade accepted. I doubt anybody will think Colorado came on the short end of the stick with this trade, so it's a done deal. You had to do 1-for-1. You had to. So we have made, we made some nasty morale changes. Everyone doesn't like the fact that we lost Ryan Johansson, but we should have enough cap space. Yes, $10.45 million. Not to get Morgan Riley, not to get Philip Forsberg, but to get Cale Makar, 23 years old. This guy will also help the future. He's a top 2 defenseman. I'm hoping that we get him. And now that I know that we can, that we have this much money, I'm willing to give him probably around $8 million, probably even more than that. Yeah, $8 million, exactly what we are, the exact same contract as Ryan Johansson. So we'll have to see if this pays off for us. I made sure we went and traded Johansson to the Western Conference. I was not going to trade him to an Eastern Conference team. I made the best move I could, and now we are going to attempt to get Cale Makar. I really do want him, though. Should we have to give him a bit more? Should we give him 8.25? Should we give him 8.5? No, he should accept 8. But if we really want him, Ooh, this is tough. No, 8 million is a fair deal. It's exactly the same as everyone else. That's a good amount over these other teams. We should be able to get Kale McCarr. I'm hoping and praying. This would really, really put a lot of salt in in a wound. It would make a wound and then put a lot of salt in it because this team it shows so much promise. And if we could get Kale McCarr, our defense would be so good. So we're gonna press him to next season, or no, I guess we can take it day by day. One thing we can do is make sure that we look at all the prospects that are available and we look at signing them. Because if there is anybody, there's a Neil, the real deal Neil. Is it who's this guy? Eugene Neal. Eugene, the real deal Neal. And then we got a couple other prospects here. We could probably hold off on them, but we also could sign a couple. So let's maybe sign this guy. We're not guaranteed to get them, so we'll get the 19-year-olds. Hay. And then Eminger, we can lay off on. We don't need him. And then defense. Is there any other guys? Makoshin, O'Brien, a defenseman. There you go. We could get him potentially. That would be really nice. And then Tangrady, 72. He's 20 years old. Has some all-around stats. Let's get after this 19-year-old defenseman. Hopefully we get him. And then I think I'll be happy with that. Is there anyone else? We could use some other players, but we'll look into that after. Goalies, is there any potential goalies? Again, we got Samsonov, but really not too much after that. So we will need a backup, but we're going to leave it for now. We're just going to hope mainly that we get Kale McCarr as the newest member of the New York Islanders. This is a really big offseason. If we could just get him, oh man, this would be so huge. Advance another day. We're at the July 4th. July 5th, Hay accepted. Neil Griffith. We're at the 5th, I believe. The 6th, advanced day. Kale McCarr accepted. There you go. We got Kale McCarr on our team and O'Brien. That is very, very nice. We got Kale McCarr now. I am so pumped. Oh, man. Thank gosh. If we didn't get him, that would suck. But 8 million's fair because that's the same for everyone else on this team. The whole team's buying in. They're taking the contracts. They're all being team players. So we have a bit of cap space to work with. We could use another forward, I think. We also need a backup goalie. We do have Montembeault, who we could sign. Roberto Luongo at 43 years old. What the heck? That would be nasty. Or we could go after a younger goalie like Saros. Let's check out their stats. Saros, he actually hasn't played that great, but he was on Nashville, you have to remember. So Forsberg, Condon, Luongo. I would like to get Luongo. That would be pretty cool. If he ends off his career as an Islander, okay. 1.6. No, he's only gonna 1.7. We can't be too greedy here with him. Montembeault, I'm not too worried about Montembeault. Defense, Nick Leddy's still available, but again, we don't really need him. No one really there. Right wingers, I think we could use a right winger. Andre Case, we could bring him back, but he wants a bit much. Is there any other names that would be awesome? Dadonov. We get Dadonov with that poison offensive awareness, playoff experience. He has not looked to have the greatest career lately. Fast Clutterbuck, we could bring him back. Watson. I'm not seeing too many names here. I want someone with that poise. How about left wingers? What do we got for left wing? Josh Bailey. I would love to bring back Josh Bailey. If he accepted a cheap deal, I would so take it. Donskoy, that would be a nice guy for the penalty kill, but he wants 2.5. Anything, it has to be less than 2. It's got to be in the 1 million range because otherwise we can't afford the guy. Centerman, but we can also play him on the wing. Jankowski, we have to go less than this. Hudon starting here. He's not too bad. The Canadian there. Tierney would be... Oh, the Tierney would be so nice for the penalty kill as well. Oh, there'd be so many nice guys for the penalty kill if we could just get them. But we really can't. Zajac would actually be a nice addition, but I feel like he'd drop off pretty quick. So, any right wingers? Panic. No need to panic. Richard Panic. Not liking the stats too much. Who? Pardon me. What are his? They're okay. He's not fantastic. I need someone for the penalty kill. Curtis Lazar, McCarron, Dadonov. I don't know. Yarncroc. Do we have someone with a high poise again and defensive awareness as a forward? If this is right wingers, forwards, and then we just got to go. I think I might just sim to this beginning of the season and see if one of these guys drop, and they are still around later on, and then we could really go after them. So UFA forwards, is there anybody nice and cheap? Baptiste, but he's not that great. Any guys with any guys with good playoff stats? I don't see anybody. If we get one of these old Sharks, that would be nice. But I think we're gonna have to wait because I don't see anybody who's really available at the moment. We could try for Tierney instead of Donskoy. Yeah, probably Tierney. Yeah, I'm down. I think Donskoy. Let's check out their stats quickly. Oh, he gives away the puck a lot. He does block shots, though. He definitely blocks shots, but he gives away a puck a lot. Tierney, he also gives the puck away a lot, but he does block shots. Well, you know what? What the heck? We're going to try and sign him. If we could get him to a cheaper deal, 1.9, 1.85, 1.85, that should be, we should be okay for cap. I hope. I really do hope. But we are going to sim to next season now. We made all of our moves. This is going to be a long and short video. For me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. We got Roberto Luongo. That's awesome. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am at 1 hour and 2 minutes right now for how long it is. And I guarantee you this is only going to be like a 20. Maybe it won't be as long as I thought. Like a 30-minute video. So Tierney didn't accept. You know what? That's okay. I'm probably just going to wait and see. We do have a couple prospects that could potentially play up. We could always trade for a forward as well. And I'm not sure if we're going to have enough cap space, really. Callum Booth re-signed, it seems, because of his qualifying offer, so that's good. And then Mutombo will just leave. We don't really need him, so he'll be an RFA. We can... Oh, wait. Unless we traded him? No, we didn't trade him. I thought I had him in an original deal with some team, but I didn't actually trade him. So we'll just leave him. He's fine. No, I don't have a plan for him. He can just chill. Maybe by the season he will accept. Cliff Poo accepted, so he's back. Maybe he'll get a shot in the roster. Who knows? Andrew Nielsen accepted, so that's good. He really accepted the humble offer, even though that's what he had last year. So, oh well. Sim next season. That's good. So I'm excited. Unfortunately, we did have to trade Johansson, but Hughes could grow. Middlestat could grow again. Svechnikov could grow. Our defense, Cale Makar could grow. We have a lot of young guys that could grow. Josh Norris could grow, definitely. Set captains. Let's see who our captains are. This won't show us our overall. That's good. Svechnikov and Makar. I don't know if we should give it to these guys, but I don't really want to mess with morale. Is there anybody who deserves it? Forsbacka Carlson, Middlestat. Is there anybody who really deserves it? Panarin, maybe. Falk. What's his name? Who's been around here for a while? Brodin, Makar. Svechnikov. You know what? I'm not gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave it because I don't want to mess with morale. We could say Brodin has it. Makar just came here. I wouldn't necessarily give it to him, but again, I'm not gonna mess with morale. I think we should be okay. You know what? No, we're gonna give it to Brodin. What the heck, Makar? I'm sorry. Svechnikov, sure, let you. You're the future of this team, maybe. No, he's not a leader. No. We got to give it to our leaders. Forsbacka Carlson, what the heck? We're gonna give him the assistant captaincy. I was playing around with morale. It's not good. I hate that they just give it away. But we're gonna give it to Forsbacka Carlson because what the heck? He's gonna be a legend for us, right? Longest name in hockey. Probably not, but you guys know what I mean. Luongo, 79 overall. He'll be fine. Talbot's going to play the majority of the games anyways. And unfortunately, he was an 89, but he dropped back down to an 87 because he's a fringe starter. But you know what? He's our goalie of the future. Or a goalie now. So that's good. Yossi's a top 2 defenseman. Debatable after that last performance. Falk, Fabro, Kavanaugh. That's beauty. O'Brien, he looks like he's not too shabby a defenseman, so we could have used him. He'll be good for AHL call-ups. I believe, will we have to? No, we don't have to call. This is great. They don't have to go through waivers. So Tom's, he's been a great call-up guy for us, and Ryan O'Brien, as well as Nielsen, and a couple other defensemen here. Not too bad. And now forwards, we got John Tavares, who's a 92 overall. You better play like it, dude. You better, because I can't have you not playing like it. Svechnikov's a 90 overall. If he doesn't freaking step up as well, that would suck. Middlestat, we need his morale to get back up there. Maybe if we give him and Panarin the assistant captaincy, that might help. but I'm not going to do that. We're fine where we are at. So Cliff Poo, we're going to send him down if we can. I don't really want him as our guy. Pavlek, he's a young prospect. I might bring him up. But if Poo's a depth forward, maybe we'll see. Left wingers, Jake DeBrusk, yes, that's all good. Forwards back at Carlson and Dvorak, so that's fine. Do we have anybody else that we need to call up or call down? No. So we may sign someone. I might do that quickly. And I'm actually going to try something. I'm going, because, we're just going to imagine, we're just going to say, I know, you know what? No, we're not going to give it to Force Back Carlson. We'll give it to someone who deserves it. Let's see if we can get someone's overall back up here. And personally, I want to try let's get Middlestat back up there. He's an assistant captain for us. He played stellar. We'll give it to him. I'm sorry, Force Back Carlson. I know you played stellar as well, but Middlestat, hopefully, let's see if this does anything. Does this help him? Middlestat is still an 86, so that did not quite help him as much as I would have hoped, but that's okay. So looking at our lines, yes, we could definitely use another player on that fourth line potentially. Middlestat, I could see him. Jack Hughes as a center. No, we could put Jack Hughes on the wing maybe. We could put him with Svechnikov and the boys. Panarin, do we want to do it like that? Josh Norris, I think, should be playing center, either for the third or second line. No, Bouvillier. Hosang's considered a first-line forward, so that's interesting. Maybe play him there again, and then you can do that, and then like that. Something along those lines, unless you want to do, I think that, actually, no, that probably works. And then that fourth line defense, Yossi, Makar. I would like to put Brodin up there, but if Yossi's a top two defenseman, I'll probably just keep it like that. That should work. And then Fabro Kavanov. Goalies, Luongo, that's great. We got him around. And do we need any help for the AHL? They could use some help. They could. They could also use a back goalie, but they'll get it if we send down, if we sign a forward. So let's see if there's any free agents available. It is kind of a bit of a long video. I'm not quite sure, but we should be okay. I would sign Tage Thompson. I would love to, especially with that poise and offensive awareness, but he is not jamming down a bit. Well, that's not true. Could we get him? Oh, we could get him for cheaper. Oh, yes. Well, then we're going to do that. We have the money, right? That seems like a perfect idea. Glendening, he would actually be nice for a fourth line forward. Do we have any other forwards available, though? Not really. There's a couple guys. Kopp, Zach Smith, Glendening, Gaunt, Soshnikov, a couple other guys, Carlson. No. Yeah, I like that idea. What the heck? Sign Thompson. Let's see if we can get him here. For $3 million? Can we get him for, like, just under? Let's see what happens if we get him, like, $3 million. Second round pick. I'm not worried about the pick. I'm just worried about seeing if we can get him for cheaper. It's not going to change, but if we could get him for cheaper, that would be good. Because we really do need to make this work. 1 year, 2.5. Will you accept 1 year at 2.5? We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. If we can get Thompson here, if we sim into the regular season, that's fine. And offer accepted. So let's see. Will they match it? Do they have enough money to match that? They do not. So we're going to give him a second round pick, or they chose not to. And we got Tage Thompson. So that's perfect. He's a second line forward, so his morale might drop if he gets less ice time. But who the heck cares? Who even cares about morale? Middlestat, perfect. 89. Panarin, yes. Okay. So now we have something to work with. We know exactly what our team's looking like. We'll get him up here. And then you guys can let me know lines or something. But we'll definitely get some simming in the next episode. That's awesome. We got everybody here that we need to get, and we are fine. We can sign some more AHL forwards, actually, maybe. I would not mind that. I will probably do that in the off-screen, maybe. But for now, we'll go to best lines. We could even just best lines the whole season and see what happens. Giving everybody ice time is going to be the hardest thing, but I think we can make it work. So I like our team. That's a good forward core. I think that's improved. I think it is. And then our defense, we got a solid defense there. Very nice. And goaltending, Luongo as our backup. I love that. I'm always going to love that. Talbot as our starter. We're looking good. I like what our team is looking like. Our AHL, again, we could use some improvements there, but we got some depth at every position to call up. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. So I will end off the episode here. So once again, yeah. I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you hit that like button to show your support. It is greatly appreciated. If you are not subscribed, make sure you are, and then you have notifications on so then you do not miss out on the next episode. And in the next episode, we will probably be just going through the entire season. We may or may not make a trade deadline move. We may not even have the room, the cap space to do that. But I definitely would be okay with just leaving our team. I don't think we're going to need to. So that'll probably be another long episode. We'll get stuff done in that episode. Make it to the playoffs. And hopefully we'll be going on another deep playoff run. So once again, hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys in the next episode. 1, 2, 3, let's go.